Wii Sports Resort is one of my favorite Wii games. This game is more than 10 years old, and I still come back to it to this day. Not just for nostalgia's sake, but because Wii Sports Resort is solid as heck. Get a bunch of friends together to play this game, and I guarantee you will have a great time. The vibe of this game can only be described as having a Capri Sun on a perfect summer day. How would you describe it, Reggie?
Literally, a day at the beach.
Resort was the first time we saw the Wii Motion Plus in action, an expansion to the Wii Remote that bolsters its functionality. This game fully delivers on the implementation of one-to-one motion controls, but hardly dwells on it. It's that old Nintendo philosophy where gameplay is built around technology, not the other way around.
Technical advances can be empty promises without outstanding software.
Swordplay, archery, wakeboarding, table tennis, and skydiving are all loads of fun, both in single player and in a multiplayer. But the point of this video is not to tell you how great Wii Sports Resort is. That's an objective fact. Instead, I want to focus on the crowning jewel of the resort experience: Island Flyover. Anecdotally, so many people remember this as the best mode of the game, and it's by far my favorite. Whether it's your favorite or not, there's no denying that Island Flyover is a bit of an oddball compared to the other minigames. All of the other games have a specific goal, whether you're competing for high scores in archery or total domination in swordplay. In contrast, Island Flyover has no specific goal. Instead, you play as an airplane and fly over the island. It's right there in the title. While its inclusion is certainly welcome, I can't help but wonder why it was added. Don't get me wrong, this mode is loads of fun. And if it's not fun, why bother? But its presence in the game was hardly advertised, and while it could simply exist as a demonstration of the technology, skydiving was the opener to the game, and covers that base already. That's why we're returning to Woohoo Island, to analyze Island Flyover and how it completes the Wii Sports Resort package. Let's start by talking about what makes this mode fun. There is so much to do on this island. You can fly into the volcano, land on the water, land in the pool of the hotel, launch a flare, fly through caves, follow Miguel's guide plane, fly in formation, and pop balloons with your laser gun. One of my favorite things to do is to cut the engine and go into these dramatic gliding passes. Most importantly, you can collect eye points scattered across the island. There is an eye point for every landmark, and each one contains a cute little description of what you're looking at. Collecting eye points unlocks different times of day, a new airplane, and other little treats. It's fun to learn about the island you spend so much time on in this game, and the rewards are great motivation. Some eye points prod your imagination with weird bits of island folklore, or challenge you to try risky maneuvers.
Don't even think about trying to fly up between the pillars.
The reward for finding every single one is a little cottage on a private island. Not the best prize, but hey, I'll take it. The airplane controls are perfect. The instructions tell you to hold it like a paper airplane, but I've always held it like this. The pitch and roll of the plane perfectly mirror the tilt of the Wii Remote, but instead of reading those inputs separately, the game automatically executes a coordinated turn, so instead of rolling and then pitching like in Ace Combat, the plane naturally steers with a simple twist of the wrist. This is probably the most intuitive airplane control scheme I have ever seen, especially since anyone can get the hang of it relatively quickly. Despite its simplicity, The controls allow for an immense amount of freedom, and the ability to pull off some neat tricks. Physics on the airplane are sort of consistent with real life, with realistic gliding and stalling. However, some liberties were taken to keep the experience accessible. The airplane flies extremely slow, and the Miis will hilariously eject to safety when you crash. It keeps things relatively grounded, but there's no punishment for screwing up, if you can even call it that. The simplicity of the controls and the freedom of movement give Island Flyover a great toy factor. It's just fun to toy around with the physics, and Woohoo Island is the perfect sandbox for some crazy stunts. Half the time, I'm just pushing the game to its limits, seeing how high I can climb, how fast of a glide I can get, whether I can actually land in the pool though too. There are a lot of little details hidden in plain sight. First of all, you can see where every single minigame takes place. There's an archery target over here, kayakers over there, golf courses right here, gladiator arena right there. The list goes on, but Reggie didn't stop there. The time of day affects what's going on the island too. At night there are fireworks and a bonfire where you can hear voices of people having a good time. During the day you can hear people taking swings at golf balls over Wedge Island. But at night they're all gone and the eye point says golfers are night owls. Several spots have different music playing, like the Blue Lagoon Hideaway, which has a remix version of the main theme. Here's a cool bit. When you first start out with the light plane, there's always a random me sitting in the chair saying, "Yeah, I'll just watch from here." But when you get the two-seater, that me is like, "Alright, I'll do it, but..."
Nothing too fancy.
The lighthouse will transmit Morse code when you fly close to it, and deciphering the messages reveals a hilarious conversation. You might be thinking, man, I've never noticed any of this stuff. But that's the point. You're not supposed to notice it because it's always understated and adds to the immersion to the point of suspension of disbelief. This makes the island feel alive, like it's a real ecosystem where Miis come to vacation. There are little details like this throughout the game. Miis wearing Hawaiian shirts at the luxury hotel. A crowd of anticipating spectators around the arena. It takes the resort theme and just runs with it. Which brings us to the purpose of Island Flyover. To tie the game together. Exploring the island allows the player to connect the dots and see for themselves just how well thought out Woohoo Island really is. I did it. Well, it's about that time again. Thank you for joining me for one more trip through the blue skies of Woohoo Island. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Wii Sports Resort minigame was and why it's Island Flyover. Now, if you excuse me, I have a dogfight to win. Yes! Aww! I win!
Alright, let's do it again.